takes. Alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me care, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the string. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah, yeah. I won't let them care, yeah. They won't see me care, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the string. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah, yeah. I can't let them care, yeah. They won't see me care, yeah. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with Perky, now that hair on them is veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with Dylan, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the string. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah, yeah. I won't let them care, yeah. They won't see me care, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the string. I know the odds wanna murder, I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid, yeah, yeah. I can't let them care, yeah. They won't see me care, yeah.
Lost see, I glossed to we shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the feds, giving names. Who gon' feed my family if they take me out the game? Keep one in the head and one eye open, that ain't change. I'm quick to catch a body. When I shoot, he shoot. I know bro shooting right beside me. Them hollow tips go through the wall.
Niggas died at 65.
Yeah. Hey man, all I'm saying is, nigga, you always got something to say. It's like you don't shut up.
On the track.
A lot of niggas died 1865. Single Michael fled high, I ain't gon' let it ride. Everybody hollering black was never on your side. They do maps to tell your apps where you sleep at night. They put that white man on. Got you begging them for answers like that white man know. Had you swearing you was African, that's that white man home. Had you proud to be a savage, that's that white man's zone. And I ain't talking shit, this by definition. And being savage was our nature, y'all be non-existent. We done took your ass out when we was in them kitchens. Instead of showing you how to live and how to maintain business. White supremacy fake. Only way that shit real is if you do what they say. We the guards of the gate, so when they say they fear God, now you know what they made.
See my license been in motion, I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bet. Ain't no turning back, got niggas who ran. When we caught his ass, got caught in that jam. Yeah, you know who I am. Yeah, you know who I am. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. Yeah, you can feel it coming. Fake love, that snake you in your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it.
We're still here. I still have my practices. We know who we are. This is who we are. So you can call me colored, you can call me Negro, you can call me black.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
You gotta be
What kind
kidding
of
me.
Indian are you?
Like Tonto Indian?
Shinnecock Indian.
Really? You're a Shinnecock?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know you're a Shinnecock.
Could have fooled me.
That's the kind I am.
Hey.
So you should be Big Chief Bastard, not
I was
older.
gonna say, his family was here when Columbus landed, huh?
Is that right?
Yes.
So you are not a black man, you're an Indian?
I'm an Indian.
No kidding. Now, this is a shock.
We are learning more to...
I don't need no gun to do my thing. Mao Zedong said that power grows out the barrel of a gun. He never said that power was a gun. That's why I don't need no gun to do my thing. What I need is some freedom. What I need is the power to determine my destiny.
Rapping about a life that they never lived. Realize States. The Hellyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me care. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I won't let them care. They won't see me care. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I can't let them care. They won't see me care. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with Perky, now that hair run up his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never change. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I won't let them care. They won't see me care. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I can't let them care. They won't see me care.
Lost, see, I glossed too, we shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. It's your brother Aboriginal Power. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. I almost said grand rising, man. We're on the second one for the day. My bad. We're on the second one for the day. So shout out to everybody. Hopefully everybody enjoy their day, man. It's about that time. Hopefully everybody in the crib safe. For those that's on the West Coast, you just headed home. Make sure y'all be safe. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat. If I can get everybody to drop a fire emoji in the chat, I ain't gonna hold y'all up too long. We're gonna get right into it.
James Franco, he's going to be playing Fidel Castro, Cuban leader Fidel Castro. And John Leguizamo felt a certain way about it. John Leguizamo, and this was a big thing, there were some other actors too, they blast James Franco being cast as Fidel Castro. He ain't Latino. So now, historic lineage matters now, huh? Now, when we were complaining about the lineage of actors playing historic figures, people were telling us to just shut up, it's a movie, whoop-de-whoop. When Foundational Black Americans said, hey, we want people from our lineage portraying heroes from our Foundational Black American lineage. We wanted Foundational Black Americans like Harriet Tubman played by another Foundational Black American. And people were like, well, nigga, you're divisive. Oh, stop being so divisive. When we want our lineage represented by our lineage, we're told, oh, that's just being divisive. Oh, we're all the same. We're black is black and whoop-de-whoop. All right. So now James Franco's a white man. John Leguizamo, he's a white Latino. He's a white man too. But they want to have their lineages represented. Okay. Yeah, they were talking about, and that's another thing, they were talking about canceling James Franco because of those sexual allegations. But, you know, and come on, man. When you're white, it's all right. When you are white, it is all right. So John Leguizamo said, hey, this man is not Latino. And it says, this is still going on. How is Hollywood excluding us but stealing our narratives? He's talking about having a boycott. He said, I ain't got a problem with James Franco, but he ain't Latino. Yeah. So now...
And James Franco, look. I mean, y'all got to realize that's how I feel about a lot of these British actors, these European actors, these foreign actors portraying Black Americans in Black American film dedicated to Black America. It's the same thing, but they don't listen to our gripe when we say it.
Looks like him too. I think he would do a good job. He actually looks like he can do a good job. Yeah, he looks like he can do a good job. And there's been people, non-Latino who play Latinos very well. Al Pacino, he plays Latinos.
Hey, y'all don't respond to Bartholomew.
Al Pacino's Italian, but he played Tony Montana, a Cuban drug dealer. He played a Puerto Rican in Carlito's Way. Does a great job. Yeah. But no, but these are fictional characters. So when it comes to historic characters, they want the historic characters as closely aligned to the lineage as possible. You see? Franco is Portuguese? Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Well, yeah, they're all white. You see? They're all white. But they're hell-bent on having their lineage represented, and we're the same way. We got to be the same way, family. People don't like folks tampering with those in their lineage. And we have to stop being ashamed of thinking the same way. We have to stop being ashamed of thinking the same way, ladies and gentlemen, about representing our lineage, representing our culture. Yeah, Castro was supposedly Italian. Yeah, I've heard that too, that his family was actually Italian, and then they moved to Cuba, whoop-de-whoop. And John Leguizamo, which is interesting, he's not even Puerto Rican. He's been pretending to be Puerto Rican. He pretended to be Puerto Rican for a long time, and he's not even Puerto Rican. He's like Colombian or something. And I talked about this before. I think his dad said, hey, no, ain't nobody in the family Puerto Rican. So he was trying to do the whole Puerto Rican thing for a long time. Yeah. It's a real interesting dynamic here. Very interesting dynamic. But see, they try to make a lot of that stuff interchangeable. He's not exactly Puerto Rican, but he's Latino is Latino. No. If you're going to be about lineage, be a stickler for the lineage.
Hey, y'all, my snipers in the chat, moderators. It's a dude named Daniel Gonzalez. Wipe this wetback's nose in the chat. Get him the fuck out of here. Thank y'all. Shout out to my proud FBA and my American Aborigines. Get that all the way through. Out of
Am I freezing, guys? How am I looking here? Looks like I'm freezing here. How am I doing up here, guys? Feels like I'm freezing. Well, yeah, John Leguizamo is Colombian. Real interesting dynamic. And speaking of Latinos, shout out to the brothers and sisters who went down to Power 106. They had a round 2 of the pull-up. Shout out to them. And there was some racist Latinos who were trying to confront the brothers and sisters, and they stood their ground. They stood tall. Much respect to the FBA family, making sure things are on point. And much respect to the family, not letting the scared, cowardly tethers detour everybody, because the tethers are trying to project their cowardice onto the FBA lineage, because they ain't about to do nothing. They're not about to say nothing. So shout out to those family. I see, why am I freezing? I don't know what's going on with this thing. Looks like I'm freezing, but hey, we'll make it do what it do. All right, we'll make it do what it do. And speaking of pulling up, we're trying to organize the big pull up for Washington, D.C.
Speaking of the pull up, we trying to put together something in Washington, D.C. Shout out to Sister Betty. Shout out to all the Aborigines. We trying to do a big pull up, and while we there, we trying to do a big pull up at the Smithsonian. It's free museum. We can all go there for free. It'd be a nice tour to get 100 to 50 to 100 Aborigines to take a part of. I think it'll be a dope outcome. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Let's continue.
We're still waiting on them damn permits, man. My sister Jade is going down tomorrow to see what the delay is. They told us that there was going to be a delay with them getting back with us about the permits. We want to get all of that stuff nipped in the bud, because we're going to have this big pull up in DC where all of us are going to be there. That's the one that we're trying to get popping.
Hey, real. I show of fire emojis in the chat. How many of y'all willing to pull up to DC and meet up with Big Al? We doing a pull up to a couple spots. Definitely to the Smithsonian, though. How many of y'all willing to pull up? If you guys are willing to pull up, drop a fire emoji in the chat.
For real. So we can let folks know what the business is. All right. We're still trying to get the big pull-up in DC going on for October 15th. And again, only thing that's going on in DC, they're just dragging ass about getting back to us with the permits. The major delays in DC due to COVID, okay?
Hey, Sister Betty, let's go the same time he goes, Sister Betty. Sister Betty, let's line it up. October 15th, let's try to get down there. Let's try to get down there the same time this nigga down there. We're going to make the Aboriginal presence even bigger than anything. Anything. Because we here to wake up our people, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you're a proud Aborigine, if you're a proud FBA, man, drop a fire emoji. Hit the like button, man. Let's try to get 400 people in this live stream before we even hit the hour marker. We just now hitting 20 minutes in the live stream. Let's try to get 400 people in the live. In order to get 400, I'm going to need each and every one of you guys in the chat to share the live stream at least one time on one of your social medias of your choice. Appreciate y'all, man. It's your brother Aboriginal.
So yeah, man, we're working on that. We're still working on it. Don't forget, we're still working on that. We're just waiting on them to give us the permit. You say the National Park Services, they stay on the BS. Yeah, man. We calling them, and that's why I'm glad we got Jade out there who just showed.
Now you gotta have a permit if you're setting up shop. If it's gonna be over 60 people and it's gonna be food and drinks, you gotta have certain things out there. That's regulation and code according to the fire marshal's code.
Because yeah, they don't be answering the phone and don't be answering the emails like they're supposed to. So yeah, we're gonna make it do what it do. So we're gonna make it pop off. What's up, M-Dot? What happened at the protest today? What protest today, M-Dot? What protest happened today? Oh, yeah, I saw that. There was some lightning that struck in front of the White House. Yeah, shout out to our sister Jade. Oh, what's up? Uh-oh, we got some scared tethers in here already. You scared tethers, stay in our mix. Actively redirect intention to oneness. Yeah, you tethers, stay in our mix. Oh, that's the problem with you tethers. Y'all don't ever have anything going on and you stay hating in our circles because you're too cowardly to get anything going and you've already fled and you want to come over here and bow down some more.
That's what goes on, man. A lot of these tethers come over here and they used to kissing ass and they look at us while we so rebellion and they be wondering like, why y'all don't kiss ass? You stupid Akata. You lazy non-kissing ass Akata. You see what I'm saying? They mad because we don't kiss ass, man. We ready to fight, man. We ready to stand up for our rights, man. The same shit white people and all these other people got. We ain't trying to take away from nothing that nobody have. We just want a little piece of it. We don't want it. We don't want what you got. We just want what you got. We ain't trying to take what you got. We just trying to get some of it. You got freedom. We want freedom. You got liberty. We want liberty. It's not hard. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Drop a fire emoji if you want to support the channel. You already know, man. Cash App and PayPal information at the bottom of the screen. If y'all have not got the chance to check out the American Gods pay-per-view, hey, it's not too late. Make sure y'all go purchase that pay-per-view. Classic pay-per-view from yesterday.
So you're trying to make that happen. And we got whiny, complaining tethers in here projecting their own failure. You said, I look Nigerian. I look FBA. And what does a Nigerian look like? Yeah, tethers stay whining and complaining because they're cowardly. Not all. Well, the tethers are part of you're your own separate group among the non-FBAs because all non-FBA people are not tethers, but the tether class, boy, you guys are cowardly. And you love trying to project your cowardice onto us. Your cowardice and your fear. And we're not allowing that to happen. So y'all stop whining about us, because we're never going to let that cowardly tether energy rub off on us. We're never going to do that. We got a lot of stuff I want to cover today. Out in Atlanta, shout out to my Atlanta folks. In Atlanta, ladies and gentlemen, in Atlanta, there's something going on out there in Atlanta where they are putting nuisance abatement laws out there now to try to target the Black businesses out there. They got some nuisance abatement laws that they're trying to do out there in Atlanta, the same way they did out here. Let me find that news clip. Somebody sent me that news clip the other day. Hold on, let me look that up. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, they're trying, here we go. I think this is it right here. Okay, right here, hold on. All right, let me play this. This is from the news out there in Atlanta. They are trying to do the nuisance laws out there. Hold on, let me play this clip real quick. Let me wait for this ad to finish. Hold on. Y'all bear with me 1 second. When this ad finishes, it's going to show. Hold on. Right here. Hold on 1 second. Now, this is going on out there in Atlanta right now. Hold on, check this out.
Violence happening around Atlanta clubs and other businesses hits a bit of a speed bump, and there's doubt that anything's going to get done to strengthen Atlanta's public nuisance regulation.
A powerful group of Black entertainers and club owners have warned city council members the proposal could unfairly shut them down. Fox 5's Morris Diggs has the debate and tells us if the measure can survive.
In simple terms, the legislation aims to go after repeat offenders where there's some kind of crime or violence around the property. Well, they say under that definition, Lenox Square could have a complaint filed against them because there have been a number of incidents within a couple of years.
I'd like to address some of the blatant lies and misrepresentation.
At City Hall, if an Atlanta leader publicly makes a claim about, quote, lies, it's an indication a significant bill is in trouble. Gunshots or repeated crimes around not just nightclubs, but all businesses are what city leaders are trying to address. The courts already have a public nuisance law. The current effort is to establish a timeline to potentially shut down businesses where incidents occur over and over. Owners and entertainers such as rapper 2 Chainz, who owns 2 clubs, Killer Mike, and Michael Barney from worldwide known Magic City all gave city council members an earful.
Somebody came to that club who had a bad attitude or something stupid. It wasn't the club. It was just that person, the same person who went to the mall or to the gas station who shot somebody. It's not the club people's fault.
Can you confirm that large venues and arenas will be held to the same standard, such as the Benz Stadium or Lenox Mall?
The security guard who was shot while working last night at Lenox Square Mall.
Okay, y'all see where that is going. All right. Okay. So, family, how long have I been telling you guys about the nuisance abatement laws? I've been telling y'all that's what they've been doing out here. They've been doing that out here, ladies and gentlemen. They've been doing that out here in Los Angeles. I've been telling you guys about that for the longest. That's how they target Black businesses. These are laws specifically designed to target Black businesses. These nuisance laws, meaning if there's a crime around an area, they're going to make the Black businesses liable for the crime and use that as an excuse to shut the Black business down, even if the Black business has nothing to do with the crime. That's what they've done all up and down Crenshaw, man. That's why it was so difficult for us to try to get a building on Crenshaw, because they've already cleared all of the few Black businesses out using those nuisance abatement laws. You dig? So when we were trying to buy back some of those businesses, boy, they were giving us every type of excuse, and they had all types of little ops and tethers sabotaging it behind the closed doors. That's a whole nother thing I'm gonna have to get into at a later point. But I've been telling people about those nuisance abatement laws. And again, they'll do what happens in California will usually go over into other states as well. If they see something successful out here, other states will jump on it. Again, they had our brother Nipsey. His place was targeted as a nuisance abatement zone. His place was targeted. So many other black businesses. There's another brother out here now who owns a liquor store, and they done targeted his place for a nuisance abatement because there was gang activity around the store that he has nothing to do with. You see, if there's gang activity there, there's gang activity at 7-Eleven. There's gang activity at the little beauty supply stores. They're not really getting shut down like that in large numbers. Yeah. So those nuisance abatement laws are definitely racially based. Yeah. So now they're going to try to do that down there in Atlanta. So yes, shout out to the family out there standing strong and standing up against that. We got to stand up against these little paper trail tricks that they like to push on us. And these little gentrifying tricks, these little Jim Crow tactics that they use to always target black businesses. Our stuff is always being sabotaged. Our stuff is always being sabotaged. You got these other businesses out here that's non-black, and you know, these folks be doing all types of stuff. They be in there trapping. It'd be a liquor store / hoe house, liquor store, laundromat / drug den that go on for years. It don't get touched. They know good and well all types of criminal activity goes on directly in these places, and they don't get touched. Forget around. Most of the black businesses got to be clean as a whistle. Most of the black businesses, they're doing legitimate business. That's why they got to sit here and hit you with a nuisance abatement based on what somebody else is doing. Yeah.
And we're going to go right back to that, man. I kind of want to get into something else because it kind of pertains to what he was talking about earlier with James Franco and the one guy that was beefing with James Franco. He just responded. So I kind of want to get into what he just responded to. We're going to get that on the screen. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's listen to this real quick.
Oh, come on. Let's get real about this whole situation. All right? Now, people saying, oh, John played in Italian in Summer of Sam. Dude, you think that was the rule? I was the exception. You think thousands of Latinos were getting Italian roles or any other roles? No, we weren't. And we're the oldest ethnic group in America after Native Americans. We've been here for 500 years and not getting roles. We're 30% of the box office. I want 30% of the roles.
Did y'all hear that bullshit?
Okay, y'all, come on. Let's get real about this whole situation. All right? Now,
people saying, oh, John played in Italian in Summer of Sam. Dude, you think that was the rule? I was the exception. You think thousands of Latinos were getting Italian roles or any other roles? No, we weren't. And we're the oldest ethnic group in America after Native Americans. We've been here for 500 years and not getting roles. We're 30% of the box office. I want 30% of the roles.
I just want to play y'all a little bit of that. This guy's out of his rabbit mind. They getting bold with it. They getting mighty bold with it.
So don't let nobody tell you about model minorities and all this stuff, because other groups don't get targeted like that. Other groups do not get targeted by city officials and shut down because of noise ordinances. That's what they do in Chicago.
Root words. Check your email, root words. Check your root words email, root words. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. We already got 220 already in here. Can we get 400 people in the building, man? I know it's hard to, but we can really make it happen. We all can make it happen. I need y'all help. I need y'all to share the live stream at least one time. And I need y'all to thumb up the video that pushes the algorithm out to other people that normally wouldn't be able to catch this type of live stream, man. We bringing the heat, man. Wearing our people, man. Shout out to all the Aboriginals and the FBA brothers and sisters in the chat. Thumb up the video and support the channel.
Chicago, I know so many brothers who have business that were shut down because of some damn noise ordinance. You know, little stuff like that. It's real heavy stuff. So that's why, you know, we got to be on top of our square as an FBA family and stand strong against that and be codified so that we can look out for each other. This is why codification is very important, and standing up against hostile groups and not being cowardly about it. Yeah? We got to stand up to hostile groups. Yeah, these massage parlors, we know what goes on in these massage parlors that's been in the neighborhood forever. Yeah, the whole Breonna Taylor thing, I already know about it. I won't even get into that because it's kind of a nothing burger. They're going to get some of the people that were not directly involved. They've already arrested some of them and gave them some civil rights charges. So we'll see. You know, that's something. But I really wanted them to get at the folks who actually shot our sister. Again, this is an election season right now.
Hopefully they will. Speaking of, hopefully they will. Hopefully they will arrest them, man, because we've seen some good news today with the Ahmad Aubrey case. I don't know if y'all familiar with Ahmad Aubrey and the racist white Klansmen, the extremists, white extremists killed my brother for just going through their land, walking through their neighborhood. Let's listen to the verdict on that.
Since just moments ago, federal hate crime charges. McMichael, his father Greg, and William Roddy Bryan were found guilty in February of interference with rights, which is a federal hate crime, and attempted kidnapping in connection to the killing of 25-year-old black man Ahmad Aubrey. NBC News correspondent Ron Allen is following the latest outside the courthouse in Brunswick, Georgia. Look, Ron, you've been there since this event happened. You were following this trial. Explain how the sentences today are different from the previous life sentences the men received just earlier this year.
The difference is that this is a federal conviction.
This is very surprising to me because you don't find too many of these racist white people getting charged with hate crimes and actually getting the full engravement, which is life. They got life in federal and life in state. So that's very, very surprising to see Ahmad Aubrey's getting justice, and they classified it as a hate crime and took these people to jail. That's very, very surprising to me. Shout out to everybody.
Today are different from the previous life sentences the men received just earlier this year.
The difference is that this is a federal conviction, federal sentencing, and they are already serving time, life in prison, in a state court. And what was unusual about this hearing today was that it was mostly about where they would serve these life sentences as opposed to how long the sentences would be. The defense was arguing strenuously that going to state prison, that being in state prison for these two defendants, for the McMichaels and for William Bryan, for that matter, for all three of them. But we expect the argument to come later this afternoon.
I mean, in the state, they gonna die. No white people gonna die. I don't really see them being able to make it through a life sentence in the state. The feds to take care of you. They'll separate them. You know what I'm saying? But in this state life case, it might be over with for fam them. They want to go fed. They want the feds to pick it up now and just only the feds.
Is that it's dangerous for them? It's life-threatening. This was arguing strenuously that going to state prison, that being in state prison for these two defendants, for the McMichaels and for William Bryan, for that matter, for all three of them, but we expect the argument to come later this afternoon, is that it's dangerous for them. It's life-threatening. Travis McMichael's attorney said that him going to state prison was the equivalent of what she called a backdoor death penalty for him because there's so much hatred. She said there have been hundreds, thousands of threats directed against McMichael.
His lawyer tried to say it's a backdoor death penalty because the people at the state prison, the state jail, has been trying to threaten him. Man, you know it's going down as soon as you hit the county, my man. You know you ain't gonna make it through this. I don't even know why you even trying. Let it go. Let it go, my G. Y'all niggas shouldn't have killed Ahmad Aubrey. Rest in peace, Ahmad, man. Rest in peace, Breonna Taylor, man. Shout out to the American Aborigines and shout out to my FBA brothers and sisters.
Just a state prison, that being in state prison for these two defendants. And what was unusual about this hearing today was that it was mostly about where they would serve these life sentences as opposed to how long the sentences would be. The defense was arguing strenuously that going to state prison, that being in state prison for these two defendants, for the McMichaels and for William Bryan, for that matter, for all three of them, but we expect the argument to come later this afternoon, is that it's dangerous for them. It's life-threatening. Travis McMichael's attorney said that him going to state prison was the equivalent of what she called a backdoor death penalty for him because there's so much hatred. She said there have been hundreds, thousands of threats directed against McMichael in state prison, and that if he goes there, he probably won't survive. For their part, the government said essentially that these defendants deserve no special treatment, regardless of who they are and regardless of what's happened. They should go to state prison, and the law says that the first entity to convict, in this case, the state of Georgia, is where the prisoner serves their time. Ahmad Aubrey's family certainly wanted them to stay in state prison. They didn't want the defendants to be able to pick where they could go and be in the prison system of their choosing. Again, the basic difference is that the federal system is thought to be safer, more comfortable.
Right. These honkies don't get to choose. When the fuck have we ever got to choose what prison we want to go to? Man, our people, man, what about Larry Hoover? They didn't give his ass no choice.
The first entity to convict, in this case, the state of Georgia, is where the prisoner serves their time. Ahmad Aubrey's family certainly wanted them to stay in state prison. They didn't want the defendants to be able to pick where they could go and be in the prison system of their choosing. Again, the basic difference is that the federal system is thought to be safer, more comfortable, if that's an appropriate word, than the state prison system. So that's what a lot of this argument was about today, and we expect more of that when we hear the sentencing hearing of Gregory McMichael this afternoon, and then William Roddy Bryant, the third man, later this afternoon as well.
So, Ron, despite the federal conviction, he will remain in state prison. Clarify that. And also, has the Aubrey family, Ahmad's family, have they reacted yet to this new sentence?
They haven't reacted yet. We expect to hear from them shortly. They're outside the courtroom now, taking a break between hearings. It's a grueling and very emotional day for them. Again, this case has been such a powerful case, such an emotional case for the family, for this community, for the country, for that matter, as well. To clarify, they are serving time. The Michaels and William Bryan are serving time in state prison now, a life sentence. That's what they get. Bryan has the possibility of parole after a number of decades. Unlikely he will ever be paroled, however. That's the distinction. That's where they are now in state prison. They were trying to be moved to federal prison. The judge sentenced them to life in federal prison and refused to make the switch, which is what the defendants wanted and what the family did not want. So, again, the Aubrey family is getting what they want out of this process. They're getting justice, I think they would say. But, of course, none of this brings their son back.
You know, Ron, you've covered this community, not just the trial, but the community.
I mean, we got to be real. It's the bittersweet type of justice. You never see this type of shit. I've never seen white people charged with a hate crime on a black person in America ever.
They're getting justice, I think they would say. But, of course, none of this brings their son back.
You know, Ron, you've covered this community, not just the trial, but the community since it happened. And you watch the reaction. You watch people's heartbreak. You see, Black community leaders. We just saw an image there of Reverend Jesse Jackson coming in. And you talked about sort of the tremors of fear and injustice that this community felt. Does this sentence make any difference for them, for the people who are watching this trial there in Georgia?
We'll have to ask people what they think about that. I don't think that this sentence of life in prison was a big surprise. I think most people expected it, frankly. And I think most people feel like it's appropriate. And I think also that it's going to take some time for this community to get past all this.
Right.
Because it still sears very much in the consciousness of this community.
All right. NBC's Ron Allen for us there, Brunswick, Georgia. Ron,
I just want to let y'all hear that, man. That's an applause on the extremists, man. They got justice. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for my people to get justice when they getting brutally murdered in the middle of the street. This is some type of justice. Hopefully Breonna Taylor will get justice. I mean, this beautiful, brown, lovely Aboriginal was in her fucking bed, naked, sleep, and got her life taken because of an incident, because of ignorant excuse, because of the ignorance of the law. It should not be accepted. Ignorance is not an excuse for the law. So she must get justice as well.
Now, so they're trying to throw a bone sisters because they're trying to get black women on the voting train. And, you know, I've always said they got a Breonna Taylor problem because they can sit up here.
I need everybody to hit the like button, man. Hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Thumb up the video. If you haven't supported the channel, make sure y'all support the channel. Cash App and PayPal information is at the bottom of the screen, man. Make sure y'all support the channel. Share the like button, thumb up the video. If y'all have not purchased the pay-per-view, excuse me, if y'all have not purchased the pay-per-view, The American Gods, featuring me, Unconscious One, Jaguar Omet. Go check it out, man. It was a classic pay-per-view last night, man. We really put on a lot of information, a lot of shit that sums up a lot of you guys researching and checking your lineage and doing y'all due diligence. It sums a lot of that up, man. You are the American God. Shout out to everybody in the building. Thumb up the video and share the live stream.
They're trying to throw a bone to sisters because they're trying to get black women on the voting train. And, you know, I've always said they got a Breonna Taylor problem because they can sit up here and say, hey, look at those black men getting shot. If you play ball, you won't be like them. But we got a Breonna Taylor problem where our good black sister was sitting at home, minding her business in her sleep, naked, getting gunned down, and they didn't do anything about the killers who did it. You see? They didn't do anything about it. So again, they're playing this little wannabe chess game with the political process here. Am I still going to do the Cosby documentary? I probably am going to do it. I got so many other documentary projects that I'm working on, but I do still want to do that because, you know, we're still in the middle of working on American Maroon. You know, we're right in the middle of that. We should be done pretty soon. And then I got to do the music one. I got to do the hip hop one because, the hip hop piece that we're going to do, part of that is going to be displayed at the museum because we're going to have a West Coast hip hop section at the museum, a history of West Coast hip hop. So that's something that we're going to be displaying. That's going to be the video, the movie, or the documentary is going to be a part of the display of the museum piece. So that's going to be a whole part of it. So that's going to be real fly. That's going to be real fly. Yeah, we got to get all that stuff clean. We got to get that history cleaned up. Yeah, we got to get that history real cleaned up. Oh, the museum is coming. We're still closing on the museum. We're doing inspections. They're doing termite inspections. So, yeah, the museum we're just doing all the paperwork on that right now. Yeah. What's that? Somebody said, well, sassy lady forever. Hey, ma'am, stop it. Ma'am, if y'all stop trolling and playing, you can get some stuff done. Y'all stop with the troll nonsense. Okay, look, there's a bunch of tethers who were praying that we didn't get the museum popping, but we're getting it popping. We're getting the museum popping. And when we get it popping, again, there's going to be a whole new slew of other complaints. All right. The tethers, again, y'all got to understand what this museum means to us and what it means to tethers. You got to understand what the museum means to tethers. To tethers, the museum, to them, it represents their failure. That's what it represents. Yeah, a lot of people are afraid of power. A lot of people who fled, they came from a place where there's 100 million Negroes and they didn't get together and build nothing. and then they see us get something popping in a very short period of time, raise a lot of money in a short period of time. And again, we're closing on the museum now. So we got the museum basically in less than a year. You understand? So that bothers some people with the tether mentality. Now, let's be very clear. There's some brothers and sisters from the diaspora who actually contributed to the making of the museum. I'm giving our brothers and sisters props. Again, like I said, all of our brothers and sisters from the diaspora, some of our immigrant brothers and sisters, and some of the brothers and sisters who are over in the UK, places like that, they actually wanted to see this thing pop off too. They got it. They're on code, as they should be. And we're on code with them. We're on code with them. So they wanted to see it pop off. And we appreciate that. But then you have those that museum nigga, where's the museum nigga? We got those failed tethers who failed themselves and they want to see us fail too. You understand? Because it breaks down to jealousy. Yeah, a lot of people are afraid of power. And see, we're making power moves here. There are a lot of folks who are afraid of power. Y'all better get off that scared of power stuff. The fact that we've identified ourselves as our own ethnic group, that was a power move. That's why a lot of scared tethers always have a problem with it. Notice the people who always have a problem with power moves are scared tethers. You notice that? When we, foundational Black Americans, said, hey, we're going to designate our own culture. We're going to name our culture without waiting every 30 years for the white supremacists to name us. Like every 30 years, they throw a name at us. They, you Negroes, you coloreds. You African American this year. You people of color. You see, we made a power move. Naming yourself, that's a power move. When you can name something and then determine what it's going to be and what the definitions are and what the culture is, that's a power move. You're taking control and power in your own hands, you see. A lot of folks are afraid of power. Power is when other groups try to come in and act racist towards us and then make other Black people bow down for their perceived racism. See, that's the thing that happened with Tiger. See, notice how a Latino got a non-FBA person basically hemmed up and made the person apologize. You see, while all of these non-FBA tethers are sitting here co-signing the Latino community against foundational Black Americans, the Latino community, they're making non-FBA folks bow down, not us. You see? Because they're used to, the tethers are used to bowing down to non-white people. I mean, to non-Black people, I'm sorry. They're so used to bowing down to non-Black people, it's like second nature. They've thrown power out the window. So when we make power moves and say, wait a minute, y'all made that dude bow down, but y'all not going to make him a proxy for us. We, as foundational Black Americans, are like, no, that's not going to work. And if he has to apologize and has to get on the hot seat, you have to get on it too. That's why it was foundational Black Americans who made Power 106 take that damn apology video down. You see? You see how power works, ladies and gentlemen? And the tethers are sitting up here complaining about the folks who pulled up to my sister's pull-up, and that was my sister's pull-up. She organized that. They're like, where were you, nigga? I was where I'm supposed to be. Okay? I'm where I'm supposed to be. I don't have to be there because, number one, I'm not the leader of anybody, and everybody's on code. The code is the leadership. I don't have to be anywhere that I don't feel like going to. Where were you, tethers, when you were supposed to be fighting for your damn homeland? You see? Let me show you what I'm talking about, family, because when you Google Power 106, okay? When you Google Power 106, hold on one second. Hold on one second, hold on. and you look at Power 106 in the news, right there, when you Google Power 106, first thing you see is the protest information. The minute you Google that, that's the first thing that comes up in the news. Tiger's Ay Caramba video inadvertently sparks protest at Power 106. You see, that's a power move, ladies and gentlemen. Mission accomplished. Tethers don't understand power moves like that. You see? That's a power move. You make noise to the point where you make a station own a misstep that they made. Yeah? Oh, don't let the Tethers try to talk like nothing got done. Oh, yes, it did. You see Power act like they ain't got nothing to do with that apology video they put up. Power has distanced themselves. The radio station, they distanced themselves from that so far, they act like that didn't even exist. Let's stop playing. Tethers know. Tethers sit up there where only a handful of people came. Well, those handful of people made that big of an impact. Y'all need to learn something then. If y'all want to complain about the number of people, a significant amount of people went up there, and y'all need to learn from that. Why is it that so few of us can get some stuff popping and can change things, and so many of you can just sit up powerless and can't do nothing? That's a question that you have to ask instead of trying to project your failures onto us. Yeah? Man, got to stand up for yourself. You don't sit up and let anybody marginalize your group and you don't say anything. I despise cowards. Shout out to the OG Cartoon 53. That's an OG Crip out here in LA. He made a video talking about how they're keeping it a buck. There's a lot of these new niggas out here who are scared of the Latinos. He kept it a buck. And this is the real thorough brother, real smart brother. Let me play a clip of OG Cartoon, because he said some real stuff, man. I got so much respect for this brother because he keeps it a buck. He keeps it 110. There's the clip of that brother. Right here.
Hey, this is a dope ass live stream, man. I can't even lie. This is a dope ass live stream. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you're a proud FBA, you're a proud Aboriginal, drop a fire emoji in the chat. You know what I mean? Drop a fire emoji in the chat, man. Support the channel, share the live stream, man. We're going to continue the thing out, man. Let's finish listening to TARIQ chop it up.
This is some real stuff. He's kind of long. I ain't going to play the whole thing. Talking about how a lot of cats out here are scared. A lot of the new ones. Hold on.
Times in prison, you know, when the riots kick off and the wars kick off, after, you know, so many people that got stuck, jumped on, fought, or whatever, however it's going to go. You know, the administration, when we've been on lockdown for so long, the administration will call us, you know, they're called, you know, the influential, you know, Crips and Bloods to the table. And they'll call, they'll talk to whoever the influential Hispanics are, you know, boom. And they'll try to set up a round table for us to talk and, you know, kind of have peace and, you know, squash whatever we got going on. But now before we sit down at the table with them, what the police would let us do, they probably sit.
Fast forward.
Right. Y'all read that, man. Y'all read that. Let that sizzle in your spirit now. Y'all read that. Let that sizzle in your spirit. But now, homies used to want to call peace. For one, they want to get back to the visits. For two, they hungry. They want the canteen. You know what I'm saying? They want the commissary. Three, half of them can't do lockdown time. You know, they ready to come out themselves. They want to run around and chase that stupid basketball all day, or get back to the iron pile, or, you know, they want to come out themselves. Then four, that fourth one, that fourth one is the one I don't like. They ready to cause peace because they are scared. because a lot of times, man, in the late years, a lot of my people had fear in their hearts, homie. And I know it's gonna be a lot of blacks on here. Ain't gonna like what I'm saying. It's gonna be a lot of y'all like, man, we didn't get. I was there. I was there. I seen it in their eyes, homie. I heard it in their voice. A lot of them scared. They didn't want when them gates open up again, when them gates rack again. See, that's one thing about them other folks. When them gates rack again, oh, they was coming. Oh, they coming. They gonna handle. They was gonna handle their business, as Nina Boy would say, on their blacktop. Yeah, they was gonna handle their business. They was coming. And my people in the later years was getting scared of that. They didn't want to be the next one to get stuck. They didn't want to be the next one to stick nobody. They didn't want to go to the hole. They didn't want to go to they didn't want to catch no shoe program. They didn't want.
Yeah, my man speaking facts. OG speaking facts. He's keeping it a buck. He's keeping it a buck. Yes, he is. And not just, some of these dudes out here. A lot of these tethers too. Oh, let's keep it a buck. Well, we got somebody, the nerdy African. He's in here projecting his fear now. You see a lot of the folks hopping on the social media, the ones who are really scared. All of them got them foreign flags projecting their cowardice. Hey, niggas, what is this, nigga? What are you going to do, nigga? Excuse me, guys. That's what it is. Stop being scared. Stop being scared. If you're scared, go to church and go back to your homeland. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, we almost got 7,000 people in here. But shout out to OG Cartoon. My man kept it a buck. Hey, we've got to keep this is a real conversation cats got to have.
Yeah, this is a dope conversation, man. We got to really be waking up our people, man. That's why this meetup in Washington, D.C. in October is going to be very important for Aboriginals to be a part of this, man. And actually, I'm supposed to have 7,000 motherfuckers off in this thing right now. So I need y'all to share the live stream. Let's get 500 people in the chat today. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Let's continue this thing up.
You did? And a lot of these folks, let's be real, a lot of these cats out here in LA, they're not FBA. A lot of them not. Let's keep it a buck. Excuse me. Excuse me. I got the Rona, guys, as y'all know. Excuse me. That Rona is killing my ass. I got that Rona. Yeah, when I went to Hawaii, me and the family caught that Rona. So I'm battling that Rona. I'm gonna start hitting some of that elderberry later on tonight to get all that together. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. A lot of other stuff I want to touch on. Out there, speaking of Georgia, another white couple. See this? Another white LGBT couple, Georgia couple, charged with using their adopted children to make porn. Lord, and I'm not going to even go into this, but Lord. All right, these two guys here. Now, I don't know the race of the kids. I don't know. They might be white just for the fact that
they might be. Nigga, this is Hellmans and Dukes. These are the most mayonnaise men I've ever seen. These are white people, sir. It's without a shadow of a doubt.
They charged them. Okay. Just the fact that they charged these guys, that they might be white, because usually when these guys have black kids, nothing never really happens to them when they do this stuff to black kids. All right. When they do this type of stuff to black kids, nothing really happens to them. So I'm inclined to think that these are white kids that they might have adopted. You dig? I don't know. But I always tell people, man, those white LGBT folks, man, But when they get some black kids, they know they can get away with stuff with black kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what color the kids are. Yeah, that's true. We don't know. That's right.
They get some black kids. They know they can get away with murder. You know, just like the Hart family. Folks knew that those Hart kids were being harmed by those white women, and nobody was really doing anything about it. And speaking of people getting harmed, out there in Chicago, I keep telling people, and I've been telling people for years, a lot of those shootings out there in Chicago, these are not done by black gang members and all of that stuff, because these shootings where there's no suspect, a bunch of folks get shot and they can't find who the shooter is. I'm like, that's not a black person. You hear about these weekends where a gazillion folks got shot and ain't no suspects. I've been telling people, I said, these are white people, suspected white supremacists doing this stuff. And even brothers out there have been making videos saying, hey man, this ain't us doing, some of these shootings ain't us. There's brothers out there who's making videos like, hey man, some of these shootings, it ain't us doing this stuff, man. All right. So out there, they found this white boy, a suspected white supremacist out there. He shot at a park full of black folks, from what I understand. All right. He fired a gun at a Chicago park. All right. A Woodridge. Where's Woodridge? Where's Woodridge? How far is that? Is that like a suburb of Chicago? Where's Woodridge? I don't know my areas in Chicago too well. So this man right here fired a gun at a Chicago park, had massive ammo supplies and notes about mass shootings. Alexander Podgorny, a Woodridge man accused of firing a gun at a vacant park on Chicago's South Side, was also driving with 4 other weapons, an AR-15 rifle, more than 1,000 rounds of ammunition, handwritten notes about shootings, according to Chicago police. He's been charged with 5 felony counts, shooting near Moran Park, near 57th Street and Racine Avenue in Inglewood, in an Inglewood neighborhood. Now, family, my Chicago people. Now, what hood is that? 57 and Racine. Is that a black area? My Chicago people. I don't know that area. I don't know my way around Chicago like that. Is that 57 and Racine? Is that a black area? West suburb. 45 minutes. Inglewood is black neighborhood. Now I know Inglewood. Okay. Okay. Man. Woodridge is it's a white. Okay. He traveled. Okay. It's a black area for sure. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, man. Boy, these white supremacists ain't no joke, man. Like I said, man, it ain't brothers doing all them shootings out there, man. That's a black area for sure. Yeah, it ain't brothers doing all them shootings, man. Just the fact that they're not catching these people. All right? Just the fact that they're not catching these people, that lets you know what the business is. And speaking of police, this happened down in Mississippi where a race soldier was just roughing this brother up down in Mississippi. This race soldier was roughing this brother up, and there were some other brothers, shout out to these brothers, who came through, was like, hey, we're going to stand here and, try to make sure you don't kill this brother. Some other brothers stepped in. So this white supremacist race soldier was just hemming this brother up, roughing him up just for the sake of doing it. On some lynching type of stuff. All right, and let me see. The brother's name was Eugene Lewis. Okay, so this was down in Macomb, Mississippi. Hold on, check this out. Hold on.
Told us to stop. We're looking at you, choke the man. We're gonna stay back, but we're gonna record you. We're gonna record you. We want to know why you was in that car. We want to know why you was in the car jumping on him. Hey, who you is, bro? Just wait. Man, don't grab my man, don't do that shit, bro. Hey, I got him on live. I got his ass on live. He got a fucking handcuff, man. You see, you ain't had no business jumping on him. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit.
Okay, let me play that. handcuffs. He got on handcuffs.
Yeah, big.
We don't care. You need to be gone. You need to be gone. You need to. All right, so that's enough of that. So yeah, those brothers stopped a potential lynching out there. But this is why we got to be codified, man. We don't have time for scary tethers and people working against us. We got to be hella codified, man, because we have too many open enemies against foundational Black American society. Shout out to those brothers. I think one of the brothers got arrested, maybe both of them. I don't know. I want to look more into it so we can bail those brothers out if they're still in jail. Get all of them out. We need to try to get all of those brothers out. Yeah, that's that FBA courage right there. Shout out to those FBA brothers who said, no, we'll go to jail too. We're not going to let you harm this brother. Yeah? Because these white supremacist race soldiers are cowardly. Handcuffing people and then roughing them up after they're handcuffed because you have military backing. That's cowardly. We're dealing with cowards, family. We got to stop being afraid to deal with these cowards. Get some zinc. Yeah, I'm going to look into that too. But a lot of other stuff is going on here. You know, the singer, the rapper Azealia Banks, she went in on the Shade Room. And a lot of stuff I don't agree with this lady. But, you know, sometimes a broken clock is right every, twice a day. So Azealia Banks, speaking of tethers, she went in on the Shade Room. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but I saw this post and I can't detect no lie. She went in on them talking about how they portray, foundational Black American culture. I don't know if they said something slick about her. I don't know what happened, but this is her post and I don't see no lies, but she went in. Sometimes, she was like, look, the Shade Room is run by a Nigerian woman who is more obsessed with denigrating Black Americans than doing anything with her platform to bring light to issues like SARS and Boko Haram that plagues her home country. Damn. Sure, Blacks have issues here, but the situation in Nigeria is dire. She doesn't have the courage to fight for her own. She uses Black American media to distract herself from how politically incapable she really is. She's a useless pig. Oh, that's cold. Why does anyone give an F what her fat ass has to say? Wow, hold on. What she has to say about us. African Americans are faring far better, and she wants to be one of us so bad it's comical. I couldn't be of Nigerian descent and ignore the fact that China is funding Boko Haram and other groups to terrorize Nigeria and its citizens while I sit back in my gluttony, gorging on the poisonous American food supply while my people die on sacred land. She's a useless pig. Damn. Ooh, that was kind of cold. Damn. So a lot of people are kind of saying, a lot of folks are like, a lot of folks from the non-FBA side of the game, y'all really point fingers at us.
Man, a lot of these tethers, a lot of these non-Aboriginal, non-Indigenous, non-foundational Negroes of America, listen, they always point the fingers. They'll watch you and act like they down with it just to throw your ass under the bus. You got to watch out for these motherfucking island hoppers and these bone earring wearing mother. You understand me? Seriously. This shit ain't what you think. You understand me? I'm going to end this live stream right here, man. Shout out to everybody. If you want to watch the rest of it, link will be in the description box to check out everything. Make sure y'all go shop with weare2am.com if you want to wear and cop and shop with Aboriginal clothing. Make sure you go to weare2am.com. Like I said, shout out to all the American Aborigines and all the FBAs that's in the chat. Shout out to my American Indians, brothers, sisters as well, man. Like I said, drop a fire emoji in the chat. If you can hear me, if y'all enjoyed this live stream, Chief Holiday about to go live, so we're going to run over there and turn up with Chief. If you have not seen the pay-per-view, purchase the pay-per-view, The American Gods. The American Gods. You can purchase the pay-per-view through Cash App or via PayPal. If you do want to purchase, make sure you type your email in the no area so we can send you the link directly to your email after purchase. Shout out to all the American Aborigines in the chat. I appreciate everybody for coming in. This was a dope live stream. Y'all the real ones out here, man. Y'all already know what's going on. Shout out to y'all, man. Make sure y'all be safe. Make sure y'all be aware. Make sure y'all stay vigilant. Make sure y'all stay dangerous. This is your brother, Aboriginal Power. And we out. Peace.
We're still here. I still have my practices. We know who we are. This is who we are. So you can call me colored, you can call me Negro, you can call me black.
Oh, man. Yeah, you gotta be kidding me.
What kind of Indian are you?
Like Tonto Indian?
Shinnecock Indian.
Really? You're Shinnecock?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know you're Shinnecock.
You could have fooled me.
That's the kind I am.
Hey.
So you should be Big Chief Bastard, not Old Dirty.
His family was here when Columbus landed, huh?
Is that right?
Yes.
So you are not a black man, you're an Indian?
I'm an Indian.
No kidding. Yeah. Now, this is a shock.
We are learning more to...
I don't need no gun to do my thing. Mao Zedong said that power grows out the barrel of a gun. He never said that power was a gun. That's why I don't need no gun to do my thing. What I need is some freedom. What I need is the power to determine my destiny.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me care. I gotta sleep with one eye open, been making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. Yeah. I won't let them They won't see me. I gotta sleep with one eye open, been making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. I can't let them They won't see me. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with perky, now that hair right up his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, been making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. I won't let them They won't see me. I gotta sleep with one eye open, been making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. I can't let them They won't see me.